Hi friends, it's Sheila and I am back. I am here to do another journal tag. I'm so excited. I love tags, you guys. And this one is the journaling style tag by Miss MelyRose. And it is 8 questions long, and I will link her down below. So you guys, if you're not following her, go follow her, show her some love, check out the tag, and do it yourself so we can all get to know a little bit more about each other. Okay, so the first question. What is your preferred journal size? So, the videos of people who have done this tag so far, I see them like A5, A6, B5, whatever. I know nothing about what those sizes mean. Absolutely nothing. Because I don't want to say I don't care about journal size, but I never learned that, I guess. I don't know. But this is if I had to pick a preferred size, it would be this size right here. This is a Peter Popper press journal, and I really love this size. I love everything about this journal. I love, the lines. I love a line journal. And, the lines aren't too close together, like my current one. Oh my gosh, I feel like they're minusculely apart, like they're so tiny. But these have enough space and everything, and it's a perfect size. It's a great journal, and this would be my preferred size for sure. I don't know what that is. Is this an A5? I don't have a clue. Now I've probably used ones that might be a little bit smaller than this that I like, but this would be my preferred size if I had to choose a size. Okay, number 2, doodles you repeatedly do in your journals. I don't doodle in my journals. When I was younger, I doodled a little more. Not a lot, but I doodled more. I actually wrote a lot, like in my covers on the inside, like the inside cover in that first page there, and in the back. But now I don't doodle at all. I can't doodle very well, so I can't draw very well, so I don't doodle. Number 3, pen color you use the most. So, I'm going to grab this right here because it is my trusty black Sharpie. That's what I use the most. That's what I like. And I've been using this guy right here. This is from that 20-pack from Pen & Gear that I got at Walmart, the black one. I've been using this quite a bit. And now that fall is here, you guys know I am using different colors. I like using lighter colors like pink, purple, greens, and all that to celebrate spring. So, but yeah, my go-to color is definitely black. Definitely. Number 4, do you consider your journal messy or organized? I would say it's relatively organized. I will show you my current one here. Relatively speaking, I'm pretty much either I'm putting down some washi tape and images and stickers or some paint and then writing. I don't do tip-ins. I think I don't know. I've done a few, not many, but yeah. So I would say it's relatively organized. Yeah. One of the few things I have that's organized. Okay. All right. What number are we on? Number 5. What do you journal about most? Interesting question. And I think that can change depending on maybe where you're at in life or what you're doing or what's going on. But if I had to choose one thing that I probably journal about the most, it probably is my current interests or hobbies or what I'm liking or what I'm doing. I write a lot about our PG, which stands for role play game. Get your minds out of the gutter. It's not that kind of thing. It is online writing where you can get in a game and write with other people. You make up a character, you write a bio for them and everything, and then you start writing a story or you get into a game. I mean, there's a million different kinds out there. But I tend to write a lot about that because I love to write, and that's one of my biggest hobbies. I also write a lot about my crafting, which is glue books, and what I'm creating in my glue books, or my collage journal or ATCs or mail art, whatever I'm working on, I tend to just write about it, or things I might want to create or things I might want to try. And then, of course, if there's something going on in the world, I will write about it. I don't write about big events a lot, and that's just me. I will write about them. I'm not saying I don't, but I don't dwell on them in my journal. I guess that's how I can put it. I think that has changed for me some since I was younger. But I'm going to get into all that when I do my journaling history video, which I am going to do someday. I promise. I promise. There's so much I want to talk about in my journaling history video. But, yeah, I would say my interests, you know. Yeah, that's what I would say I probably write about the most. Number 6. What is something you feel you always have to include in your journal? For me, I feel like there's what I need to include for me is like magazine cutouts or what have you, because that is like a big portion of my decorating. So like, you know, things I've cut out of magazines, or, you know, like this is a tag someone sent me. But I do feel like magazine cutouts for sure, just because I feel like that is my my comfort zone. That's what I enjoy decorating with, and for me, my decorating is just as important as my writing. So I have to have these. That's just me. They have to be in there. They may not be on every page, but they have to be in there somewhere. And most of the times they are on every page, or at least every other page. And really that's it. Other than that, there's nothing that I feel like has to be in there. And I wouldn't even say these have to be in there. Well, yeah, they do. Now they do. But back in the day, I did not do, when I didn't do any decorating, no. But now, yeah, I really feel like I love cutting out magazine images. I love using them in my journal and decorating with it. And so I feel like that's probably the one thing that has to go in there somewhere in my journal. Number are we on? 7. Show your oldest and newest journal. Okay, so I can't find my oldest journal. And my oldest journal I got when I was 13. And it was one of those little, it was about that big, I think. It was green and had gold trim on it. It said diary in gold on the front. Excuse me. And it had a little lock, and it came with 2 keys. Do you guys remember those? That was my first journal. I can't find it. I know it. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in the top of my closet, but I'm not sure about that. But it is somewhere in there, and I couldn't find it. So I found, oh, I was going to say the next youngest one, or oldest one, but that's not even true. Excuse me, you guys. I am so dry today. I just need to drink some water. Excuse me, pardon me. I also have a 3-ring binder that I keep mini journal entries in from when I was younger, like in my teens, because back then I did not have like, I can't even think of the word. Oh, my brain. I didn't have actual physical journals like this. I would write in 3-ring, 3-ring, oh my gosh, spiral bound notebooks, notepads, anything I could write in, I would write in it, because I didn't have these. No, Midnight, you may not come up here. It's not time for you. No. Sorry, he was trying to come up on the desk. So I got all those together and I put them in a big 3-ring binder, and that is up in my closet, and I just did not feel like getting it down because it's very heavy, because it has some other stuff in there with it. So this is the next oldest one after that. This one is from 1994. Oh my goodness. And I love this journal, you guys. I got this for, it was either $2.99 or $3.99 at Big Lots, which is no longer in business anywhere around me, but back in the day it was. But it's got this little, really pretty, like, Japanese, I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese scene, I'm not sure which, but this is like cloth that covers it on the front and the back. It's the same thing, and I thought this was so beautiful. I had to have it. Now this is from 1994, and I want to show you guys. I need to find, did you really sit on that? Oh, Midnight, come on, bub. Ow, 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 no, ow. Ow! is attacking me. I'm sorry. I did want to show, I will show you guys when I said I would doodle in my journals before I started decorating them some. No judging for the doodling in this journal, by the way. No judging whatsoever because, yeah, I'm just saying. But I'm trying to cover this other part over here because it has my name and stuff on it, and I do not want that. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff I would, yeah, sorry. I was a social smoker in college, and then I became a full-time smoker. But I've quit since then, so yay. But just stuff like this, and I would like, you know, I don't know if I did any doodling. Let me check and make sure there's nothing I don't want y'all to see in the back here. I can't do that. Ooh, wow. Let's see if we can cover that up. Okay, again, more doodling. Pardon the language there. I'm so sorry. But, it just, yeah, I would write random things. And this is just really, it was just writing. I rarely did anything else in here. So, I used to write a lot of poetry. I wish I could get back to writing my poetry. Actually, I'm going to read this to you guys. You're going to laugh your butts off. But I love this poem, and it's so bad, but I'm still going to read it to you. So this was written in August of 1994, titled Back to School. Back to school, how uncool. Work, work, work. Shut up, you jerk. Read your book so you don't become a crook. You've got to do something with your life. Do you want to be just a wife? Go to class, sit on your ass, take some notes on how one votes. Go to the lab, but do not gab. Time to eat some lunch, time to munch. Back to class so I can pass. I sit and I stare, how much more can I bear? How much longer will this last? Do I really care about the past? My brain is fried, I feel like I've died. One last section to cover, then this will all be over. 6 o'clock, time to rock. But never fear, it's only break time, my dear. Back in class so I can pass. He speaks on World War II and what we had to do. 6:30 and everything he says is wordy. 6:40, oh lordy, time to go, so long Joe. See you next Wednesday when I will say, I'm back in class so I can pass. Oh my, is that bad? I still get a kick out of it to this day. Oh Lord, yeah, I know. I started writing this actually in a class in my notebook. Because I was so bored. This history class that I took in college was so boring, and it felt like it lasted 100 years. So I started writing this poem, and then I got home, and I finished it, and I just, yeah. Okay, so you guys got a taste of what my poetry was like in my early 20s. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Is that the last question? I'm sorry, guys. I've wrinkled this up now. Let's see. Okay, no, it's not the last question. I'm so sorry. So I showed my oldest. Okay, that's my oldest one that I can show you that I know where it's at or that I want to. And then this is just my newest one right here. This purple one that I'm working in. And I didn't know if you meant like our current one or the newest one we bought. This is still the newest one I bought. So we've got those. And the last one is how has your style evolved? It's evolved a lot because like I said, when I first started writing a diary or journal, whatever you want to call it, it was just writing. I might do a little doodling and drawing here and there. I might throw in a sticker or a ticket stub here and there. But it was mainly writing. I think somewhere around 2015, 2016 is when I started decorating a little bit more, like throwing in a few more stickers, maybe a few images out of magazines or something that I cut out. But really, it was just mainly focusing on writing. And then in into 2017, into 2018 was when I fully jumped on the let's decorate in my journal. And I really think that's what brought me back to my joy of writing in a journal, because for a long time I did not write in a journal. I've had a couple online journals that I wrote in for years. But then I just didn't write in a journal at all for, gosh, for years. And then I came back to it, and this decorating is, you know, being able to be more creative, I think, in my journal, because being able to create and be creative and be crafty in my journal is part of the whole journal experience for me. I feel like I told you, I feel like that is just as important to me as what I write. Now, if I didn't have this stuff, would I still write? Yeah, I probably would. Not as often. It might be like once a month. I don't know. But for me, it's just part of my journaling journey and what I want to and need to do in my journal. So yeah, it's definitely evolved from just basically just writing words and not decorating to like full-on decorating, you know, washi tape, paint, stickers, ink pads, stamps, you know, everything. And I love it. I love it. All right, so that is it. Thank you, MelyRose. That was a very fun tag, a very interesting one to think about all our different styles. Like I said, I'll link her down below. You guys go check out the tag, do it for yourselves, and let's learn more about each other. Alrighty, guys. I hope you're doing well. Take care, and I'll see you around. Bye!